Welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. As soon as I can get the camera back onto everything. Why are you not changing? Good Lord. Here we go. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey.
Let me get both cameras switched over here so we can see all of this. Is it working? Where did you go, Heather?
I'm still here.
Hey, there you are. All right, cool.
Hello,
All
everybody.
Right. Yay.
Am I not loaded? Oh, there we go. I'm loaded.
Yes,
and
yes,
ready to go.
All right.
I got a nice little nappy nap today.
What is this nap you speak of?
Oh, it was wonderful. Like I did it twice, 2 days in a row now. Like it's been a fantastic experience. Not to brag or anything, but definitely had to take advantage while I could. So like I really could have just kept on sleeping until morning because my body needs that rest. But hello everybody. Hello little buddy. Happy to be here tonight with all of you.
Absolutely.
All of you weirdos.
Well, let's talk about your week. Let's get into it because we've got so much show to do and not enough time to do it. But hey, let's get into it. What has your week consisted of? You're on full screen now. Look at that. You're
all right, I'm on full screen. Well, so of course, everybody now that has been hanging out knows that I have moved 3 hours away from the studio, our main headquarters of the Don't Make This Weird Strange Friends Media. Ouch, my leg stuck to the chair. Anyway, studio, and I have branched out to working at Marshall's. I've been working at Marshall's, but we opened up a new store up here up north. And that's been my main thing. So this past week, and I just want everybody to know, it's not that my boss put me in at 60 hours. Like, he wasn't like, you have to work 60 hours. It wasn't that. It was, I thought that I could do it. I was being stubborn, and I felt like I needed 3 or 4 or 5 or 7 of me to get all of the work that an actual operations manager does. So yeah. I put in a lot of extra time. And I put that on myself. Like I'm not blaming him or anything. But that's been like 2 weeks in a row that I've done this. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not a people pleaser anymore. I need to stop this. I need time for me. So I had to back off and pretty much say this week, I'm like, I can't do 6 days in a row. Like I can't do 6 days. I can't do 60 hours. I need a little bit of time, so right. It's been a lot. I mean, we opened up on the 10th and it's getting better. People got trained 2 days prior to grand opening on register. That just seems wild to me, but it happened in the Carol store too.
Yeah.
So it feels wild that it just went that quickly, but there's support, always. So learning the ways of everything that operations manager does, like my brain is just mushy when I leave because there's so much. I kind of feel like they should have boot camps. Like, is this really what you want? Like this, here's a list of X, Y, and Z of everything that you must do as an operations manager. And then we're going to do boot camp and then we'll see if you can make it. Like if you can hang, because it's a lot. It is a lot. But as the team starts to get better at knowing their way around, the registers, the back room, everything in between.
Yeah,
it's getting a lot better. And now we do have key carriers, which I used to be. So it's kind of fantastic that I have some of my own. We have some of our own, not me. Because now that gives a little bit more breathing room to have time off, which I have time coming up. I have a week of vacation that I still have to use.
Nice.
But I talked with the district manager, and because I don't know a lot of the stuff, I said, hey, I would like to go for some training, to be honest with you. I don't really want to leave because I just moved here. I don't have anybody to take care of the cats while I'm gone yet. There's a lot of different things.
Right.
But I feel, and you know me, like if I can't do it the right way, I don't want to do it. So I said I need to be better at what I'm doing.
Right.
So, I want to give a shout out to my old assistant manager, because she's kind of got me glued down this week. I was like, I'm coming home. I'm packing my stuff. I'm coming back. And she's like, Heather, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
So I'm not. I just started unpacking shit here, and I'm finding, like today, I was able to go and explore a little bit, trying to get stuff done. I finally got my tabs done because I'm a slacker. My birthday was July 16th, and here we are. But
A
I,
month and a half later.
yeah, exactly. And I'm looking through all the boxes that I could get into, and I'm like, where are you tabs? Where are my tabs? I can't find them. So, and when I was talking to you on the phone, actually, I had just found a lighthouse, and
Yeah.
I was out by the water, and so there are some great things to experience. There's a lot of things that I have to kind of just put myself into instead of just working all the time. So I have to find that balance, and sometimes that's a tough one for me. Tuesday we did Rule of Cool. I
Yes.
was just emotionally, physically, mentally drained.
Same.
Unfortunately, I feel horrible because I feel like my quality of gameplay was just terrible that night. And we're our as a group, as a D&D group, and as content creators, like it's hard. It's hard when that happens, and I feel like I owe an apology, especially to Brian, because I was like, okay, guys, I can't even think right now. We're supposed to be fighting these things, and my brain is just not done. Like I was literally almost falling asleep on camera, not because of the adventure, but because I put in so much time. So,
Yeah, I feel that.
you know, so pretty much that's been my week, and just still trying to figure out things and
Of
not
course.
overspend the money that I'm making from all those hours. But it's
Adulting.
adulting, and at some point, I have to get back down, or yeah, down. I did it right, down to see you guys and get some stuff that I had to leave behind. So
Yeah.
anyway, that in a nutshell, that's kind of what my week has been, and I'm still just trying to navigate all of the new, you
Yeah.
know, trying to keep myself well and not getting sick because there's sickness going around, and it's
Yeah.
like get away from me. So just trying to make sure that I'm staying true to myself and the things that I need to do for myself to keep myself going. And
Yeah.
it's a tough thing when you're trying to do new and you're trying to do well, and you have to stop yourself and go, wait a minute, I'm not the old people pleaser that I used to be. I have to
Right.
say no. I have to set boundaries. So
Of course.
anyway, how has your week been?
My week has, as usual, been absolutely insane with all of the crazy shenanigans that we constantly have with doing all the shows. Obviously we did the show last week. It was our literal 6-year anniversary. Shout out to Brandon, who helped us navigate through all of the tech issues and all of the outside distractions and what have you. It's just been insane. Did Guitar Fridays, glitches included. I think I may have to rethink the camera issues and hopefully pull some of that stuff up to where obviously I problem solved it tonight because I'm on Discord. Yay!
Hey.
So as usual, it's a plethora of tons and tons of tech issues that most people don't see behind the scenes. Those of you that are involved with doing all of this stuff, you are absolutely amazing. Shout out to Brian, who has to deal with all of that stuff too. Editor Jay, all my heterosexual life mates on the interwebs. Thank you guys so much. We did SMD Monday. We drafted Neon Dynasty from Kamigawa, and that was fun. I took 4th place. Was not too shabby. But and then Tuesday, obviously, we did really cool. Going into that, to piggyback onto what you said, going into that night, I got 2 hours of sleep the day before and worked all day in the hot blazing sun. And then coming into that, and I knew even Brian, for that matter, was also fatigued. So coming out of the gate, I was like, shit, what am I going to do here what are you guys gonna do here? Because we were all tired. Like we had a little bit of a pre-show powwow, and all of us were just like, shit. how how tired we actually were coming into doing Rule of Cool. And then of course, last night we jerked it. Magic Gaming jerks through some cards. Um, Caught up with Edward Ajay, Mr. Guy. Brandon jumped on, had another interesting adventure off camera with some tech issues and whatnot. But yeah, it just keeps getting more and more interesting as life unfolds, adulting, doing all of this stuff and having the amount of success that we are. I mean, shout out to you guys that are constantly blowing us up in chat, supporting, liking, sharing. We appreciate each and every one of you that keep coming back and showing up and hanging out with us. Speaking of that, let me get caught up in chat here real quick. Baghead says Baghead is not weird. He's tossing up 2 tickets to the gun show, a couple of rhinos, a clown, and an alien face. Shelby's in the stream saying hi. Brandon says
Happy
hello,
birthday.
Heather and Tony, and all of the rest of you weirdos out there. Shout out to Brandon. He's been helping us out quite a lot. I'm gonna go back to the split screen because that's basically what we're doing right now.
I want to say happy birthday to Shelby.
Yes, happy birthday, Shelby.
Happy birthday, and a huge shout out. Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you were saying. Gigantic shout out to Brandon. He's helping us with our socials. So if you are seeing all these extra things now, a little bit like little snippets of stuff, that's Brandon actually behind the scenes putting stuff together for us. We're supposed to be doing like a daily photo. I did not daily today, so
I didn't
sorry,
daily
Brandon.
either.
I'm gonna have to just like mass dump a bunch of different stuff. So yeah, it's interesting to be able to have someone who is like, hey, I will help you guys out with that. We do appreciate it. Absolutely.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's nice when someone catches the vision of what we're doing. I mean, he said, and we were talking, oh God, what was it? Was it last Thursday when we all jumped on camera here to be in one place?
Yes.
It was about the fact that we are ridiculously successful in creating content because we're doing so many things collectively, not just with you and I, but like, Suck My Deck, Rule of Cool, Magic Gaming Jerks, Guitar Fridays, Chill Stream, Music at MTG, and all of these other channels that we also help support or that are under the Strange Friends Media moniker, like Initiative Impossible, and there's a handful of other ones that I'm drawing a complete blank right now because my brain's not firing on all cylinders.
Chaos Gaming.
Yeah, and Dragonfly Heart Gaming, MTG Attitude. There's so many of these channels across multiple platforms, plus the stuff that we're doing for Strange Friends Media and all the shows that are still stuck in production hell that we're trying to get stuff done. And to get it out to you guys because you guys expect a certain level of, excellence, I want to say, because, if it's not at a level that we can sign off on for video and lighting and production and audio, we're and I say that given all the tech issues that we've had and still trying to present at a certain level to where you guys are seeing this, where you can enjoy the video, you guys can enjoy the audio and come hang out with us and do all the shenanigans because, you guys help support everything that we do. And we can't thank you enough because we would do it, but it wouldn't be as much fun without you guys because you jump in. Baghead says Baghead is a professional heckler. And happy birthday, Shelby. Jackalope Herdmasters in the chat says hello, Brandon, and Shelby says thank you all for the birthday wishes.
I absolutely hope 32 treats you kind, buddy.
I wish I could go back to 32. Again. Yeah, that was a few years ago.
Right, quality over quantity. Hello. Hey, Jack. Hello.
El Jefe
is in the chat. So, I'm super glad though that we're still able to do this. Hey, Dad. Dad's hanging out tonight, so I'm glad he's here too.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that we're still able to do this over the miles. Again, we've talked about this a lot. Last week was a year, not year, 6 years, 6 years that we've been doing this.
Right.
And the question and answer thing was so much fun. Like, I really truly enjoyed that. Being able to just talk about all that stuff.
Well, and what's really cool is tonight, this is episode 290. So, guys, from tonight, if everything goes according to plan, we only have 10 more shows for episode 300. So, if actually, let me pull that up here. Let me see.
10 more. So, you're going to have to let me know because I'm going to need days off.
So, 1, 2, that puts us to September. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if everything goes according to plan, we don't miss any shows. It should be October 26th.
Okay.
So now, correct me if I'm wrong in chat, guys. 10 weeks from today, which will put us at episode 300. So if that's the case, hey, all kinds of people are chiming up in chat. Kaylee's in there. She says, hello. But yeah, guys, double check my math if that is correct. 10 weeks from today should be October 26th. And if that's the case, that is going to be our 300th episode. If we do not miss any of those Thursdays in between, 10 shows from today, 10 weeks from today, October 26th, if that's correct.
Yeah.
Will be episode 300. So if you guys are in the area, if you know what, tell you, episode 300, there's plenty of seats in the studio. Get your asses here. It's episode 300. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a studio full of guests. I'm going to try and get as many people as we possibly can. Heather, you're going to be back in studio.
Of course I am.
So, you guys show up, show out. Let's have a blast and let's have some fun celebrating 300 of these bad boys. And here's to 300 more in 10 weeks for these episodes. So you guys put that on your calendars. We're going to actually start, I think 5 episodes into this. We're going to set up an event and then put that stuff on all the socials so you guys can see that and you can come celebrate with us. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're pretty happy about this. Baghead might show up for $20.
$20 is $20.
Rent's due, bro. Let's go.
Let's do this.
But yeah, I mean, to continue somewhat of what we did last week for the 6 years of doing this, like that still floors me. Can you believe that, Heather?
No, I can't. I can't. I really, it's funny because, we do talk about this quite a bit about how it all kind of just started. And I was like, we need to do a podcast. We need to do a podcast. And you're like, what is podcast? And which is, kind of funny because you did do a post like prior, I guess, or after. No, it was after we had the conversation of how people would feel.
Yep.
And then Joey come along and he's like, we need to do a podcast. And you're like, yeah, we do. And I'm like, I've been saying this. So then we tested it out.
Yeah.
And some of you that go way back that started out with us, I don't know if any of you can actually name who our first guest was. Our very first guest in studio, episode number 1.
I know who it was.
Oh, of course. I do too. Obviously, we were there.
We were there.
Way back in 6 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Good Lord.
I'll give you a clue. He tried to kill me. Yeah. But not like intentionally.
Thor couldn't even pick you up.
Yeah, not intentionally, but she is the reason for tequila nights.
So you guys got a couple of hints there where she tried to kill Heather, and it's a female. So there's that.
Yeah. It was our very first guest in studio. So there's a trivia for you guys. $20 is $20, right? No. But It's interesting, like how the time flies by. Like you sitting here right now, I can't think of what 5 more, 6 more years would look like. I don't even want to math where what age I'll be at that time. I don't care because the most important thing is living in the moment. And uh, I want to do good. Like I want us to continue to keep on doing this, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to just live in the moments right now with it and just enjoy it.
Well, and that's one of the things that as we have grown this channel uh for Don't Make This Weird and
Mm-hmm.
grown Strange Friends Media and done so many offshoots and so many collaborations with all of these other amazing content creators. I mean, we've talked about it before in the past, but it truly it rings true because talking with Jay when the Attitude Crew was here and
Mm-hmm.
we were sitting in the studio, Jay was sitting right over there in that chair, and he's like, I thought it was so weird hearing all of these YouTube creative content creators talking about, oh, we did some collaboration somebody with on the other side of the world, and now we're
Yeah.
we're we're flying there or we're driving there or whatever it is, and we're doing this collaboration. And
Mm-hmm.
here's Jay sitting in the chair right there, and he's like, I thought that was the stupidest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he looks at me and he goes, and yet here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, it might as well be all the way on the other side of the world.
You're right. They did
And
travel far.
right, well, and that's the point is we're sitting here and we're collaborating because it wasn't just doing the podcast. It wasn't just throwing magic cards.
Mhm.
We have dove so far into the deep end of the pool for the creative juices of
Yeah.
creating a series, multiple series that we're
Yes.
working on. You've got some stuff that you're working on, and opening up a whole different division of Strange Friends Media,
Mm-hmm.
doing a writing and creative process like we talked about so many years ago,
Yeah.
and working with so many other creative people to go, all right, this is what we're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
having an absolute blast with it because the more people we meet in doing this stuff, whether it's interviewing bands or whether it's, talking with fellow content creators, there's just this huge pool of creativity that we dive into and go, okay, now we're doing this. Oh, wait a minute. We had talked about this years ago. What was it, 2015? I think it was. We were doing all the Cogwork stuff for 2016. And we
Yeah.
decided to, start making movies or start
Mm-hmm.
making shorts or start making series with, Leon and company and doing all of that
Yes.
stuff. And we're like, hey, we need to do a collaborative effort on, writing the scripts and doing all this other stuff. And here we are all these years later, still doing stuff, embracing new projects and doing all kinds of other stuff across the board and going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. That's just how
Right.
we're doing this. And you're like, oh yeah, hey, I'm gonna go sell ice cream on the fucking moon. You coming?
You want some of this freeze dried goodness? Cause
Exactly.
let's go. I laugh about that, and like last week we were having issues because my heat kicked on. It was hard to hear.
Yeah.
There was some pretty good like feel good stuff going on. Like I wasn't able to really touch base on it, and you said it a lot. Like you talk a lot about how my passion like inspires, and the things that I want to do just inspires, and like I was real honest on my Facebook today, and I don't post a lot because I don't want people to feel bad in any way for me about anything because I really don't feel that I don't want that. I don't want people like, oh no, she's out there grabbing again, and it's like, no, that's not what it is. But the truth of it, the matter is like when I talked about wanting to quit yesterday, when I talked about wanting to just be done,
Yeah.
it's because I was exhausted. But at the end of the message of the whole thing, it was, but I'm not quitting.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up. And, sometimes you just need snacks. a comfy bed, maybe some butt rubs. I don't know, but but it sometimes you just need to take a step back and be really like honest, because at the end of the day, content creator or not, uh, full-time manager or not, 10 hours a day or not, whatever,
Yeah.
musician, everything else in between, still underneath, I'm humanish. So, but the thing
Are you
is
human?
it's,
Negative. I'm a meat popsicle.
oh wow, now the damn good doing it. No, just kidding. But the thing is it's just that raw honesty. It kind of felt like a Survivor Girl moment, I suppose, because it was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I get
I
that.
felt this way. You people, everybody else will feel this way at some point in their life. But the thing is not quitting,
Yeah.
not quitting, and it's setting those boundaries. My light's going wacky over here.
I thought that's what it was doing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that on so many different levels. Uh, just dealing with the tech issues. It's so fucking frustrating when you
Mm-hmm.
can't problem solve,
Yeah.
and you're just trying to make it look professional and trying to make it look easy. But the struggles that we deal with outside of all of this, like so many people, they give up and they go, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But you said, I think you said it in your post about persevering and
Yeah.
seeing the end result. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so many people don't talk about how difficult it is when you have the kind of engagement that we do of pushing ourselves harder than anybody else could
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in the direction of success. And we've had thousands of failures to get us to this point of success. And here we
Sorry,
are. And
chat.
I say one more show is a success because, 289 of them prior to that wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
failure. But here we are at 290, and it's a success. It's one more that we got to do.
One more. One
That's
more. And
right.
we talk about too, like you do music and attitude. No.
Yes, it's
Guitar
music
Fri
with attitude.
Guitar Fridays.
Yes.
You also do Chill Stream. I haven't seen you. Have you done Chill Stream in a minute?
It's been a minute
Been a
because once
minute.
again, having yeah, you got that, did you?
Yeah.
Because of all the tech issues, and I don't know. I'm hoping I can problem solve and get this stuff together, but I may just end up having to use Discord and sharing my screen and doing stuff like that because
Yeah.
I still don't know what XSplit is doing. So if you guys are out there and know how to navigate this better than I do right now,
Mm.
please get a hold of me on any of the socials or the YouTube stuff. And yeah, we'll connect up and hopefully I can problem solve this because everything that I've done so far, it's worked temporarily and then just
Mm-hmm.
went, nah, fuck you. Speaking of that, let me
Nah,
get
fuck
caught up in
you.
chat real quick because you guys are
So
blowing it up.
much.
Yeah, it's Coach's Magic says, drop a like for these awesome hosts. Thank you,
Oh,
Coach.
thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Good evening, everyone. Apparently, Baghead is now into Chicago and is singing "You're the Inspiration."
You're
Appreciate
my
that.
inspiration.
Exactly. And Coach's Magic says, stop, collaborate, and listen. Don't make this weird. Has a brand new edition.
Yeah.
Loud love, Coach.
Love
So
it.
basically, he says, well, he said, Coach's Magic says, so basically, when you have a sore butt, don't quit. My ass
Yeah.
is absolute hamburger right now, and I'm still going. I'm sitting on, that's why I'm kind of sitting in a weird angle right now because I'm sitting on bags of ice because my ass is
Oh
hamburger.
man. So basically, when your butt hurt, don't quit.
Yes, exactly. When your butt hurt.
Get butt rubs. I don't know.
Get butt rubs. Well, like I was gonna say, is you know what? Hey, blanket fort and Stranger Things. That's my
Yeah.
coping.
That happened. That happened. Unfortunately, that was someone we don't name anymore, but whatever.
But no,
Yeah.
that's the thing is you guys got to work your process and
Mm-hmm.
this stuff is not cut out to everybody. I was talking to my friend Melissa today, and I said
Mm-hmm.
it's so fucking weird how we literally fell into this.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, oh, you're doing a podcast? Yeah. Well, I want to do that. Show me how to do it. And I still go,
Right.
I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. Well, haven't you done a bunch of shows? Well, yeah, we've done close to 2,000 or a little over 2,000. Well, don't you know
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing? Nope. Because
Nope.
here's my friend the camera, here's my friend the microphone, and here's the interwebs. And just when I think I know what I'm doing, oh, tech issue, or hey, this needs an update, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's never the same process every single time. Like I can do this whole setup every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it in my sleep. The problem is all the other bullshit that I have to deal with, whether XSplit needs an update, Twitch needs an update, YouTube needs an update, Restream needs an update,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else changes in between. Discord now, the biggest adventure that I'm dealing with right now, because we're
Right.
having tons of camera issues. And
Yeah.
I'm problem solving that by using the Discord part of this for cameras, because for whatever reason, XSplit's just like, no, fuck you. And that's what we're sending to Restream.
Mm-hmm.
So the audio, the video, and all the other crazy stuff in between.
Such as content life.
Yes. Coach says sitting on ice bags with your hurt butt and keeping chugging. Yes. And keep chugging.
Yes.
Some of the best advice from Grandpop. If you can work. Exactly.
That's kind of like how I feel about a lot of things too, because because my body still functions. I'm still able to work. I'm happy with being able to work. I'm thankful for the career path that I'm actually on.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, I would like to eventually go into having my own store and then going to buying for the company, because I get to travel. We have businesses or Marshalls over the pond, across the pond, and I thought that would be something very interesting to be able to go travel.
Hell yeah.
And go to these different places and stuff. So I look at these bigger goals and I think, damn, how did I get here? Like, how did this happen? But
right.
But honestly, let's have that conversation, because 6 years ago, 9 years ago, when we actually met, I was pretty super timid, to be honest. I feel like I didn't even sing in front of people. I mean, I could talk, I could make people laugh, all that fun stuff, but like, this is like a completely different person from 9 years ago, I feel.
Oh yeah.
But being able to do this, and we'd go hang out when we first started actually hanging out, and we were working on recording a CD for somebody, an album for somebody. And we'd go and do these like conferences and whatever with people, and Tony would start talking to people, and I'd say, how long have you known that person for? Oh, I just met them. I just started talking with them. I was like, what? And like, now I do that. I'm that person now, and I feel like this pretty much was a huge catalyst in me getting, doing Dragonfly Boutique, doing my own show, doing this show, doing all the other things in between, just like you do.
Yeah.
But I feel like that really helped me to be able to talk like I do, and it doesn't always sound that great on here, but you know what I mean, like having that confidence to be able to talk and network with people and do these different things. So it's fun to see like the difference and the change of how far both of us have actually come in the 9 years that we've known each other, and the 6 that we've been doing this.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because it's been always so incredibly interesting with the career choices that we both have made. I mean, I'm no stranger to a microphone and being on stage acting like a jackass and doing all the stuff that I've done. But like you said, I, for years, stood on stage hiding behind my guitar. And I know that probably sounds ridiculous to a lot of people, but it was because I was so shy and so timid and so scared of my own shadow. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
here's the guitar. You can deal with this, so I don't have to deal with you, because there's that buffer, there's that barrier
Mm-hmm.
of the guitar. And yet now here I am once again. There's a buffer and a barrier of the camera and the microphone that I can talk
Mm-hmm.
about anything, obviously within reason. But
Right.
it's still so weird when I go to do an event like Tescolapalooza, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I'm there, you're there, we're celebrating third year, I think it was, or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
And, I'm wearing a kilt, combat boots, the whole entire 9 yards, representing, Tescolapalooza, or our shirts that we had made for us for the Strange Friends Media stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still weird running into people. Like, I was at the local gas station, and one of the gas station attendants was like, "Hey, I know you. You're wearing the kilt at Tescolapalooza." My mom said, "Wow, there's some pasty ass legs." And I'm like, "Yep, that's me, because my legs really don't see the light of the day."
Mm-mm. Mine either.
And it was funny because how many different people did we talk to and connect up with out there?
Oh,
And always
many.
do it at every single event that we go to. We can't,
Mm-hmm.
even if we are shy, we are timid, people
Mm-hmm.
seek us out because they're like, "Oh, hey, you guys are doing the podcast. Hey, you guys are doing this." Or, "Hey, we
Yeah.
saw you guys out there." And it's funny because I can't speak for you, but for me, I suck at remembering people's names, but I never
Oh.
forget a face. And I'm just like, hey, and I've gotten to the point now where it's like, "I'm so sorry, I suck at names. What was your name again?"
Yeah.
And
It's kind of the lingo. Yeah.
yeah, and because we meet so many people uh,
Mm-hmm.
at whatever festival or event or venue or whatever it is that we're at,
Mm-hmm.
because of being in bands, doing the podcast, going to open mic nights. Like, we've covered a lot of ground locally and regionally. I mean, now, especially with
Mm-hmm.
you being 3 hours away, I can't
Yeah.
see you sitting in one place and not going to a karaoke or an open mic night because of the pipes
Yeah.
that you have, because you are a goddamn good singer.
Oh,
And
thank you.
to share that talent with the rest of the world, because I know the stuff that we've done on stage and the time that we've shared singing and playing on stage, which has been an absolute blast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you said, you're not the same person that you were 6 years ago. You're not the same person you were 9 years ago. Shit, you weren't the same person that you were 60 seconds ago.
No.
And
No.
here we are doing all these crazy things and going, who is that person that I'm staring at on camera? Because
Well, and it's like yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
It's interesting, talking about this kind of stuff because yeah, not recognizing who we both have become is different. But what a crazy thing, because I'd say back in when I was in my 20s, I loved music. I loved singing. I would love to have been like out there doing my thing, getting in a band, singing. So the fact of the matter was is I was just super shy. It was really hard for me to even be comfortable in my own skin, to even let alone like being with myself in my own company back then, because I was just very awkward. I was very worried about what everybody always was thinking about me when I walked into a room. Just stupid stuff like that. Whereas to now, obviously, I just really don't care, because I like who I am. I
Right.
like my own company. I'm comfortable with who I am, my authentic self, and all that stuff. We've talked about that. Should I wear a different wig if I want to every day, because that's just it's what I want. That's what I do, and I really don't care what anybody thinks. It's hilarious, especially now, because people are like, "Wait, did you Did you
How
just
long
get
did
your
you spend in
hair?
the salon?
So people ask me that, and I'm like, I don't. I have not parked my ass in the salon, and I don't even know how long. So it's just funny because it's just part of who I am. You know, it's they said I couldn't wear hats at work, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna start wearing wigs. Tell me I can't. So, but it's funny because now being in a new town, the contractor that built our Marshalls that had all the guys come in there, he come in and he goes, "Did you dye your hair?" I said, "No." He's like, "It's different." I said, "I know, it's different every day. Whatever I want, I change it." He's like, "Doesn't that like mess it up? I thought your hair was shorter." I was like, "It was yesterday." It's like I picture, you know, when I was growing up, there was this doll, and if you did this to the arm, the hair came out. It's like, you know. So it's funny because they never know what they're gonna get. I'm still me underneath it, but they never know like what version's gonna show up at work in the morning. The coffee ladies, they know me. They know it's me. They know my truck, but they're also like, what's going on? Like, I'm in the Wigness protection program. Like nobody knows who I am. That's the fun part of it. But yeah, so I just came out and was like, yeah, dude, I change my hair like all the time. I do what I want because killing it with different chemicals and all that stuff is just not something that I would care to do anymore. So I pick out different hair. So and the people are like, I didn't even realize there was a wig. I'm like, then I'm doing well, and I'm doing good. So the evolution of all of that anyway. But I look back and 10 years ago, I would never have been okay with that. I wouldn't have wanted to go out of the house with Now I'm just like, I don't care.
Got my bestest wig on.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable with who I am. I
Yeah.
mean, that kind of probably sounds funny because I change my hair all the time, but just in general, like that's something that I've adapted as me, and I'm okay with it. So it's interesting. And then if I really don't want to run into somebody, I just put my glasses on. Don't even know it's me. So essentially, like I'm Clark Kent, but I'm not saving the world,
So that
making it more
makes you
funny.
Superwoman in disguise?
I'm not sure how that works, but yeah. Oh boy. So.
Oh, that's funny.
But it's a different thing too because there are people out there that don't understand that this is something that you can do and it's not that super expensive and it's a whole different confidence. Like when I started doing it afterward, I was like, so
I whip
yeah.
my hair back and forth.
Mm-hmm. And I do.
Well,
So.
and that's what's so funny about all of that is we grow and we progress in adulting. And if you guys want to do something, just fucking do it. Don't hold back. Follow what it is that you want to do. And who knows? You may take off and be 6 years later sitting in front of a microphone and a camera talking to your best friend. Hell, might as well be halfway around the world. And going, right. Hey, we're getting ready to celebrate 300 here in 10 weeks. So we get caught up in chat real quick.
Hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Come hang out with us. Baghead says, I'm your friend throwing rhinos and muscly arms and what is that? A checkered flag. And then Brandon said, Leah got a haircut today. It was a bit surprising to see. What was surprising about it? Was there a beautiful young girl underneath there? Because you have some beautiful girls, man. Not gonna lie.
They're so cute. They're such cuties.
She is. Leah's totally a cutie.
They both are.
Yeah, absolutely. Leah and Zoe. But yeah, it's crazy how, like you said, we've evolved as creators. Not just in the things that we're comfortable with, but a lot of the things that we've been really uncomfortable with of moving forward, like, lifestyles. Mm-hmm. If you would have told me 6 years ago that I would be doing supplements to supplement my health of the stuff that I wasn't getting from my food, and
Mhm.
exercising daily, picking heavy stuff up and putting heavy stuff down. Um, and just overall taking my health way more seriously than I did, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Uh, and just like this November, which is going to be amazing. And this is not throwing shade at anybody else, but it's a pretty successful milestone for me. Is
Mhm.
that November? I think it's 14th. Will be 4 years smoke free of everything.
That's awesome.
And that's
That is
after
very awesome.
smoking for 39 years or 30.
Yeah, there was a time.
Yeah.
There was a time I did not think like I knew like you kept saying because the kids were like, "Yeah, can you please stop? Can you stop? Can you
Yep.
stop?" And they were pushing. They were pushing pretty hard, which as a kid, I get it because I pushed hard with my dad too. Like when I
Yep.
found out that you hear about cigarettes and how bad they are and what can happen, it was
Yep.
like, "Stop doing it. Stop. Stop. I love you. Please don't." And your kids were very hard, like very hardcore pushing on you for it.
Oh yeah.
And you finally just said, I'm gonna stop when I'm able, like when I'm ready to stop. And it's so true for everything,
Yep.
really. Like you get to your breaking point and then you're like, nope, I can't do this anymore. And that's amazing. Like it's been 4 years. It's been amazing to see you like transform with that situation as well.
Yep.
And it's a completely like you're a completely different person when it comes to like all of that stuff and taking care of what you need to take care of for yourself. So I applaud you for that.
Thank
I
you.
applaud you for that. And I think back when I told you, I'm like, hey, dude, I quit in 2006. It's really not as bad as you think, but at the time you were just like, okay.
What cracks me up is the fact that my kids rode my ass for
Mhm.
so long. Dad quit, dad quit, dad quit. And none of them thought I was actually going to do it. And then I just woke up one day and said, fuck it, I'm done.
Mhm.
And it's hilarious now because each one of them vape or
Yeah.
they smoke. And I'm just like, now how the fuck is that gonna work? That y'all
Right?
rode my ass to quit, and now y'all are fucking vaping and smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, really?
Exactly.
Isn't that the pot calling the kettle black there?
Right?
But
Right.
hey, like you said, everybody has their breaking point
Mhm.
of completely changing a lifestyle or a behavior. And
Mhm.
the sooner that you do that from a health standpoint, it's amazing what happens, that your thought process, your actions, your behaviors, your lifestyles
Mhm.
become so much easier and so much clearer
Mhm.
with everything that you're doing. Like I what was it? I want to say it was like 2 years out of not smoking anything. And uh oh, it was Nicole. Nicole was like, "Wow, you have incredibly deep blue eyes." And I never really noticed that before. And I went, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that." She's like, "No, because when we first became friends, I don't remember your eye color being that vivid." And it was
Mhm.
when I was still smoking and not
Mhm.
realizing that, the more chemicals you put in your body, it alters the true color of your skin, of your lips, your eyes, like all of these things. And when you get
Yeah.
that toxins out of your body, the natural color of what it's supposed to be, whether it's your skin or your eyes or whatever, your teeth for that matter, it just naturally becomes more vivid and it looks healthier because it is. And that's what
Mhm.
amazes me so much about, my choices for my health. And obviously, the older you get, what's the old adage? When I'm scaring the hell out of 50. I'm 47 now. I just had my birthday right after yours, in fact. And I go, wow. And a lot of people are pointing out the fact that, hey, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because people that are the same age as you
Mhm.
do not have the same physique and health
Mhm.
that you do, because you chose to make different decisions and chose health over convenience.
Right. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm pretty fucking proud of that. Like I'm I'm
You
I'm
should be.
I enjoy the fact that I can make better decisions than John Q. Public. So
Right.
what's
Yeah,
Brand?
it's not a bad thing, honestly. Making those decisions, making those changes. I know we talk about that quite a bit on here.
Yeah.
But and then it's about the mental health too. I kind of it's kind of funny because I did talk about wanting to quit yesterday and everything, and I had people go, but one of our good friends, like a mutual good friend, was like, well, when you're positive, what happens? You have people that come along that just can't stand your positivity, and then
Yep.
they're going to act up. They're going to act a fool. So, the interesting thing is most people's lives that I am involved in here now, at work, whatever, are like, thank you for your positivity. We do appreciate you appreciating us. We can tell it's genuine, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to just lie to you guys. Yeah, I'm just not built that way. Like, it's just not how I am.
Right.
So I see that though, because when she brought that up, I was like, damn it, you're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong. When you're on a different level and you're taking care of things that you need to take care of for yourself, and you're shining differently. Some people just can't stand that in their eyes. So
I've noticed that with the social media stuff because I started Instagram a little
okay,
while back because, well, Instagram, it's a thing, and not really realizing how to utilize it according to Instagram.
right,
And so I just started posting stuff daily of, hey, good morning. It's another day to get it right, or whatever thing that decides to pop out of my head when I'm posting this stuff. And now it's crazy because I'm getting way more traction on Facebook. And yet there's people coming out of the woodworks that are doing very similar things on
mm-hmm.
Instagram about the whole positivity and whatever. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna be kind, regardless of what kind
Yeah,
of day I'm having, whether I'm in a shit mood or whether I'm in a good mood.
yeah,
Um, because I'm gonna pay it forward in my random act of kindness. And if that's just saying good morning and I hope you guys have an amazing day, so be it.
yeah.
And like random people that are friends of friends on the socials, like, oh hey, I saw your post today. You were, in the truck doing garbage, or you were on the Kubota doing whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, that's I'm for purely selfish reasons. I'm trying to be kind to myself
Mm-hmm.
so
It's
I
not
can,
selfish.
right. Well, be kind to others. What's the old
Mm-hmm.
adage? Blessed to be a blessing. So if I'm going to be kind to myself in hopes that that will bleed over in being kind to others. So I'm going to be kind to
Mm-hmm.
others so I can hopefully be kind to myself, because we're not the nicest people to ourselves sometimes.
No, not really. That's why I had to pump the brakes yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, that's an old mindset.
Yep.
It's just not how you think anymore. So
Hmm.
this isn't gonna work. Go home, get yourself a fucking nap, and wake up on the other side of the bed, and try again. Try again. Stand up for what you believe in.
Right.
Because that's just who I am.
Hmm.
People might think, well, she's by the book, whatever. Yeah, you're fucking right, I am. You know why? Because that keeps my ass out of trouble as well.
Of course it
So,
does.
so it's there's a lot of growing pains, a lot of different things, as always in life with changes. And it's just trying to adjust and trying to figure out like who this Heather is here. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Um,
No, it makes sense.
Different. It's just different. So, and like earlier when we were talking about all the different things, like people ask me, "What do you do?" And I'm like, I don't even want to get into this right now. Because because what, like I said, when we first met, I didn't really do a whole lot. I worked, I went home, I worked, I went home, I worked, I went home.
Right.
Um,
Right.
pretty much that's what it was. And then we started doing all kinds of fun shit and getting into the festivals and singing and making music and doing things,
Yeah.
and just all kinds of stuff. And so now it's like, well, I've acted in some movies. I did the voice audition. Do several podcasts. Just all these different things. Like I did street art painting, spray painting for a minute. I make jewelry. I do this. It's just it comes down to really getting into stuff that when it's something that I feel like
Yeah.
I think I can do. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Well, and there's very few things that we let hold us back when we're wanting to do something. I mean, look at what you do with your crafting stuff with Dragonfly Boutique,
Yeah.
Boutique, and all of the stuff that you've done there, the people that you've met there, and the markets and the festivals and stuff that you've gone to, like it's absolutely amazing. Because people are like, wow, this is really cool. I've not seen this anywhere. I've not been able to, find any of this stuff, like the lenses and the necklaces and you did the what was it the the wreaths and the moons and shit
the
like
half
that.
moon, the
Yeah,
half moon wreaths and just a bunch, like all kinds of different things. It's like, well, what's the biggest thing that happens?
right,
People will message me and be like, "Here, can you do this? This is cute." And then I'm like, "That is cute,"
right,
So I try it, and then I'm like, "Well, I'll put it on and I'll see what happens. Like either I'll wear it out or I'll take it to the farmer's market or I'll show you guys or I'll, whatever." And it gets a good response. And then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I need to make 50 more of these or whatever because they went well. It's been
right.
interesting because as I go along as a creator, I see all the stuff that I've made and all the stuff that I've actually sold because I take pictures of each item and then I'm like, oh, I forgot I made that. Oh, that's gone. So it's interesting to see all that different stuff. And but at the end of the day, like I love the fact that I'm able to, and I'm sure that you love the fact that you're able to as well. It's just do whatever. Like some people are so scared to even try stuff, and I'm like, no, I did that. I made that. It's easy, or you know what I mean. It's like it's not that bad. Like for instance, I went out to a restaurant here called Mangoes. It's like a Mexican fair food
Okay.
and tequila bar, which is not the part I cared about because I wasn't there for the tequila.
Oh, come on.
But they had chili raneros. I thought it was Rolnalos or whatever, but
Yeah.
anyway, so I had that and I was like, which I didn't die. I found out afterward that it had flour in it. Thank God I didn't die.
Yeah.
So I
That's good.
decided that I was gonna make some at home, and so it's quite a process, but it's so fucking good.
Nice.
But I would never like, and I just wanted to, so I went to the store, I got what I needed, and I came home and I did it.
Right.
And people are like, how many times have you made those? Just now.
Right.
Why? Because I wanted to. It's like it floors me how many people just don't try things. Like they're afraid to try things.
Ultimately, that's what it comes down to, though. I mean, look at how many different things that we've discovered that we enjoy doing, or rediscover that we enjoy doing. Because it's like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this today. I've never done that.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Well, let's figure this out. Let's do it together, or let's,
Right.
I'm gonna venture off into this world. Like it's so many times people get to the end of their life and they go, oh darn, I really wish I wouldn't have spent all that time garage sailing and estate sailing and going to flea markets. No, they get to the end of their life and they're like, fuck, I wish I would have done more. Like that's what it's about. It's having those adventures and those experiences because you have at most you have 75 winters, you have 75 springs, you have 75 summers, you have 75 falls. That's it. That's all you got.
That's just crazy, I think That puts a different perspective on it completely.
Yeah.
But I just, I have people that get weird about the fact that I travel by myself. I go to a movie by myself. I go out to eat by myself. And
That's
I'm
the
just
best
like,
part.
I want to explore downtown. There's a record store.
Yeah.
There's a retro gaming store. Like, there's so much stuff downtown. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go. And they're just like, with who? Myself?
Yep.
Like, why would I limit going out and doing these things and not experiencing them? It just is interesting to
Right.
me. And I sometimes just want to sit down and be like, so what's your thought process on this? Like, why do you feel like you can't go out to eat by your, like, who gives a shit?
Right.
I found my table. I didn't pick like the biggest table because I was by myself today, but I was like, okay, well, there's only ones with 4 seats, so I'm gonna go sit in this corner and I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and I'm gonna order some damn good breakfast because that's what I hear is here. And then I'm gonna just go explore and do what I need to do for myself. Yes, am I cautious and like pay attention to my surroundings? Absolutely, because I'm a woman traveling by myself. But if you look weird, they tend to leave you alone.
Well, and
Okay.
is that what you shared with me on the picture and whatnot?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
today I
Yes.
ended up someone told me about this incredible like little breakfast cafe
Nice.
just like maybe 7 miles from my house.
No kidding.
Um so I went there and I got a omelet that had like feta cheese in it, bacon, spinach, tomato, mushrooms. It was so good.
That sounds amazing.
And like red skin potatoes and a coffee. And again, I'm sitting there. I wasn't really on my phone. I was just kind of just enjoying my time to myself. But there's people obviously everywhere because it's a restaurant. It's breakfast time.
Of course.
And I'm just not. I'm comfortable though. Like I wasn't thinking, oh my god, they must be thinking, why is she by herself? She's so lonely. Blah blah blah. Like I think people get that in their heads, and then they think about what other people think. And
Right.
I'm so glad that I broke free from that.
Well,
Because I spent half my life doing that.
there is such a freedom and independence that comes from just doing shit yourself and enjoying the solitude of who you are. You don't have to have someone up your ass 24/7.
Hmm.
You can just go and go, yeah, I'm going to go watch a movie. I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to take myself out on a date and
Yeah.
go spend this $20 at whatever secondhand store that I love to do. And
Hmm.
it's so much fun because you're like, damn, we had an amazing day. Yes, we did. And you're talking to yourself going, I really enjoyed myself
Yeah.
because I met new people. I got to find a new, local gaming store. I got to, you know, enjoy a sunrise or a sunset. Um,
Hmm.
and seeing that and experiencing that. People are like, well, you're so alone, you're so lonely. Yeah, well, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to
It's a
grow in that
whole
area.
it's a whole different confidence. Like it's a whole different thing when you're okay with your own company.
Right.
That you're okay to try things. That you're not afraid. I mean, even in a relationship, to still be able to keep that uniqueness and find yourself and continue to do the things that you still love, but to work together as a team to still facilitate those things, because even in a relationship you should still be doing that stuff.
Right.
You should not completely become codependent on each other to the point that if something ever happened, heaven forbid, but you never know, because you never know,
Life.
if something happens, when something happens to that person, it throws you for a complete loop and you don't know how to just be on top of grieving and trying to figure out that stuff. I can talk about this because I've experienced, right? I've
what
experienced this stuff.
what
So,
cracks me up about what you're saying is there's so many people out there, friends, old acquaintances, whatever you want to
mhm.
say who they are or whatever your connection to them is And, recently I ran into an old friend of mine and she was like, wow, you've really changed. I'm like, you haven't?
Right.
I mean, and that was not a slap in the face. That was, we're supposed to do these things. We're supposed
Right.
to, I mean, and it was funny because shortly thereafter, I saw something on, I think it was Instagram or something. Somebody had posted a picture of a caterpillar and a butterfly. And that was that same exchange, like, oh my God, you've changed. You're so different. It's like, and you haven't.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
Right. And I find it amazing because I look at just in the almost decade that we've known each other and all of the changes. Like when you look back, there's a lot of shit we've gone through. And yet here we are, weathered, tired, and yet still facing the day and hitting the ground running every day, even when we are tired, when we are exhausted. Like, yay, no sleep club, but it still doesn't change the fact that we're just as driven and tenacious as we were almost a decade ago.
Yeah. Now I'm in the yay to nap club. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but like after I had the weight loss surgery, I I'm a night owl and a morning person, and people are just like, that's not true. Like you can't be. I'm like, and why am I going to sleep late and waking up super damn early? Like I will sleep for a couple hours. I will sleep for 4 hours, and I'll be wide awake. Like the other night, it was like instantly, like jumped out of bed pretty much and was writing stuff down and
Yep.
and thinking of things that I had to do. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
Right.
I'm not happy with myself either. Trust me. But it can happen. And it's been like that ever since, like, after. And I don't know if it's just because after losing a bunch of weight, like, I've had more, obviously, you get more energy.
Of
I
course.
mean, I've gained some and now I'm losing it again, which is funny because I ran into somebody, they were like, are you losing weight? I'm like, yeah, I probably am. I said, I don't know. I'm running all over the place like a fool and I live off coffee. And she's like, you need to eat. I said, I eat. I do. And maybe gluten-free crackers and cheese, but I eat. But, and it's not like I'm purposely just trying not to take care of myself, but in these moments, that's anyway, where I was going with this is I don't know where I was going with this. The 2.5 club. Oh, waking up and waking up early and going to bed late and functioning on minimal hours of sleep.
Yeah.
No, is it ideal? Hell no, it's not. For whatever reason, sometimes that's how my body is. Sometimes that's how my brain is.
What I thought was really interesting about all of that is there was a YouTube content creator that did a study on I think it was Beethoven. I want to say it was either Beethoven or Mozart, or maybe it was Bach. I don't know. One of the great composers. Okay, he only slept 2 hours a night, and then took periodic naps or downtimes to refresh and recharge his brain.
Mm-hmm.
And watching this YouTube content creator go through this, and she was like, I don't know how that works. And like she did it for, I think it was a solid week or something like that, or a day, or 4 days. I don't know. There was a duration that she did it. And like, as she got comfortable with doing this, then there was like this little spurt of creativity with energy after just short naps and whatnot. And I go, damn, I look at the schedules that you and I keep. And like, I get up 5 a.m. every morning, work out, do my devotion and whatnot. And then, go take a shower and I'm off to work. Bing, bang, boom, ready to go. Do that, from 7 a.m. to 3:30. Come home, grab another shower because I'm the stinky kid, and get ready for whichever show that I'm doing that night. And a lot of the times don't get to bed till, midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and back up at 5 a.m. doing the next thing or the next day. And it's interesting how I have my body conditioned to that now, where the weekends I get caught up on my sleep, but not really, because there's even more stuff that I'm doing on the weekends for content creating, or doing, shit, starting tonight, doing the podcast, and then of course Guitar Fridays. And I have not had the chance to chill stream because I've been doing 15 million other things.
That's understandable. I mean, you have to know.
Yeah.
It's like Kenny Rogers said, you have to know when to fold them.
Your
Know when
dad
to hold
said
them,
Thomas Edison
know
did
when to
that.
walk
Yes.
away.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Thomas Edison did do that.
And Brandon did say it's surprising because she's had super long hair for the longest time.
I totally missed that. Sorry.
That's okay. I remember, because Dad's in chat right now.
Right.
Go ahead, finish your thought on that though, because this is a different subject.
Well, but that was the thing though, is if your routine, if your lifestyle, if your choices are not spurring the creativity that you want to do, or putting you in the right direction, become uncomfortable to become comfortable in the new norm. And that's so held true with everything that we've done. I mean, and the only time you become uncomfortable most of the time is when you're growing to do all of that.
Yeah.
It feels weird. You're like, what the fuck is this? This is not my skin. Like, ugh, get it off me. Yeah. But then you become comfortable and you go, oh shit, I got this. It's easy.
Right.
And then you move forward into the direction that you're ultimately trying to do. So what was your thought?
Yeah. So with Brandon talking about the shorter hair, no, because my dad's in here. When I was a kid, I had really long hair like I have now, this wig, down to the middle of my back. And my dad, he got mad at me one day. I think it was I had to clean my room, something. I don't know. I was a messy kid. I'm still a messy kid, but I had stuff everywhere. Like, I've been a fan of the floor drobe for the longest time. When I was a kid, clothes everywhere, right?
Floor drobe.
I still have a hard time with that. I still do. I'll be honest with you guys. That's another perk of living by myself. I can do what I want.
I do what I want.
I don't have to have someone tell me clean my room, because I do it when I do it on my own time. But anyway, so he was like, you need to clean your room. And he was at home. He was exhausted because my dad used to drive from Cass City all the way down to, I think, Pontiac to work at GM.
Yeah.
And he would do this like all week, and he put in overtime, and he'd do whatever he could to, provide for us and everything. So I didn't realize that, because here I am, this little baby son of a bitch, right? And he's doing all this, and he's tired, and he's trying to just take a damn nap on the couch, and he just wants me to just do the thing, just do what I ask him. And here I am, this little pint-sized thing, and I'm thinking that I'm putting swear words on my door in marker. I'm writing on my door, and I'm writing all over it, and I'm like, F you, Dad. Of course, it was just a scribble, but in my mind, I'm swearing all about him, like he's the worst person ever. So karma is a thing. There was these things that we had. They were like metal Barbie stands. Do you remember those? Like the black metal. I stepped on one of those.
Ow!
I went through my foot. I freaked out. I grabbed my little foot. And my dad come in, and he pulled it out for me.
Ow.
And then just like,
of course,
like everywhere. So that was one of the things. And then still just being a little turd to my dad. And I don't know why. Like, it's not like he did anything to like really bad. He's just trying to tell me what to do. And my uncle had come over, and he's like, you have the prettiest hair. Don't ever cut your hair.
What Heather do?
I found some scissors, and I cut my hair. And they could not repair it because I did such a horrible hack job that they gave me a fucking bowl cut.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So as soon as I can, while I'm unpacking, I'll get you the little picture of little Heather with a bowl cut.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was so bad. It was so bad. I've had some interesting. See, maybe that's why. Like I buy hair, because as a kid, I had a bowl cut. I had a perm. I had a fucking mullet that my mom swore I wanted. I was like, nobody wants this.
Right.
Oh, nobody. Even though it's making its comeback, whatever.
Oh, dear God. Plumbing, no.
Yeah. So anyway, that just made me think of it with the short hair, because I had long hair, and all it took was my uncle saying, "Don't cut your hair ever. It's so pretty." And then I hack it, to the point where it's just screwed up. But yeah, I messed up my hair quite a bit as a kid. I fell asleep with gum in my mouth a lot, and I'd get it stuck in my hair. To the point where we used to have that bubblegum ice cream. They wouldn't let me have that anymore.
Yep.
Like, they cut me off. They were like, "Nope."
Well, you can see how well my hair planning strategies have worked in the course of the years.
Just one of those things, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it is one of those things, because I used to have hair down past my ass, and
like this.
Right, exactly. Like, my hair was that long and longer, but I call it a corporate whore haircut, because you're running a call floor of 375 people, and they're not going to take you seriously looking like, I don't know, pick whatever cheesy rock star in the 80s and 90s.
I think of Airheads, like
they're not going to take you seriously looking like Chaz, the lead singer of Airheads.
I would have.
What was it, the Lone Rangers? But anyways,
yes.
So my boss convinced me, and he paid me $1,000 to go through and get my hair cut. He's like, "Trust me, if you don't like it, it'll grow back." Well, that's when I discovered I had a 5 head instead of a 4 head. And then my hair started literally running away from the top of my head. And I noticed I had a George Costanza thing happening.
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Nope, we're doing this shit with some dignity."
No.
So that's the day that I decided to start shaving my head. And nobody told me that when you shave your head, because your head is covered in hair, that when you get to the parts that are just scalp and no hair, it's completely white, because the sun hasn't hit your scalp. So from here back, it's all white. There's no hair. There's no color. It's just white. And of course, since my scalp was not, seasoned to the sun, I went outside and played with the kids all day.
Yeah.
Well, guess what happens when you have a white scalp and there's not any, barrier there? I turned from completely white to
red,
burnt lobster. Oh, some of the intense, excruciating pain that I never knew I never wanted to suffer again. But it definitely got the old scalp a little tough.
Yeah, I would say so. Jeez.
So those of you that decide to shave your head, make sure that you
have a wig.
You don't go in the sun all day, and take it slow.
Take it slowly. Yeah, I thought about it at one point, because I'll be honest with you, my hair is starting to come out again. I don't know what's actually going on, but it's like coming out in clumps, and it's terrifying. As I imagine as any gender, but as a woman, like, it's even harder. So I've thought about just like starting over, but at this point in time, I still look at my hair underneath, and I don't have any gray hairs. So I'm like, if I shave this, what will it come back as? Hair. Not that I care. I mean, no, I'm just saying, like, is it going to come back white? What's it going to, what will it do? So I just like, nah. And then I had somebody, "Don't shave your head. Your wigs aren't going to fit right. They're going to look dumb." I'm like, yeah, good point. Oh yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, but they're not going to know, because it's under your wig.
Right. Nobody knows. Like, nobody here has actually seen my actual real hair.
Exactly. So
they don't know if I have any or not.
Right. So what does it matter, do you think?
Right. I think I would look so terrifying with no hair at all.
See, that's what
By
I
choice.
thought too. And
By
my brothers,
choice.
I've gotten enough scars over the course of my life.
Mhm.
And that was the thing that I was worried about when I shaved my head. That it was going to be big and bulbous and swollen and misshapen and scars for days. But apparently, I have a very symmetrical, very nice shaped bald head.
Yeah, good
And
dome.
yeah, I'm happy about that because the last thing I wanted to do was shave my head and just not be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, well, I've seen
Oh,
that before. Like a guy that I worked with a long time ago.
yeah.
He shaved his, and in the back he had this like roll, like right here.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too. I was like, if I completely shave my hair to start all over again and treat my scalp, take good care of it, whatever,
Yeah.
am I gonna have that little fat roll back there?
Oh, I do
Just
because
like,
apparently people like running credit cards through it. So
no, I don't think you do though. Do you?
I don't know.
I
I've
don't think
just been
so.
told, oh, there's a crack there.
There's a credit slot.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever. Hey,
Whatever. Rents due. No, I'm just kidding.
fucking hey.
But to go on to a different subject,
Yes.
last night, I think it was, or yesterday, or this morning, whatever day it was, I don't know now. I sent you a picture over that was a Netflix ad.
Oh yes.
And if you guys haven't seen this yet, you're gonna see it anyway, so it's not like we're spoiling. But it said Eddie Munson will return in season 5.
See, and I don't know how.
I don't either.
Because that's the thing is spoiler alert if you've not seen season 4 you should, and well I don't care because there's been enough stuff out for season 4. Eddie dies, like
Yeah.
saving the rest of the crew, and like what a righteous way to die, seriously.
What a sad, like it was, but it was.
Yes.
I was sad. I cry. I cry about lots of shit, but whatever. I cry
Well,
about that.
he was one of the favorite new characters, and of course, when you look at any season that's been running for longer than 2 seasons, the
Yeah.
minute they introduce a new character, he's going to die or she's going to die before the end of the
Yeah.
season. Now I really hope they don't fuck this up by bringing him back and doing some cheesy delivery thing.
Making him come back like Billy did and being just
Yeah,
just a creepy ass thing. Yeah, no.
I mean,
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the ending. Oof, the ending got me.
it's really weird how amazing his character was, and then when you sent that to me,
Mhm.
I'm like, how are they going to do this? Please don't fuck this up.
Probably because enough people were pissed. Enough people were pissed. They were like, "You better bring back him. You better bring him back." I don't know, but
I'm excited. I'm truly
yeah,
excited to see where they're going to bring this.
sad it's over.
Yeah. Well, episode or
But,
season 5 is
yeah,
the last episode or last season.
yeah, it's the last season, and that's why I'm sad that like that's what took me so long to watch season 4 because I was like, I want to savor this, like I want to watch it, but I'm also like, I thought it was going to be the last one, so that really was like, no, I don't want to finish this. I don't want to, but.
Yeah, I've already finished all 8 episodes of Outlander season 7, which is
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
amazing.
so far behind. So far behind. I love, but don't get me wrong, like I love that. And then I got to see like a preview or one of the commercials or advertisements for Men in Kilts, and I was like, why am I not watching this? I love these two together. They're
Oh,
so
Sam and
fucking
Graham are
funny.
hilarious.
They are like
I
I'm like,
started watching
why
that
am
too.
I not watching this? Mm-hmm. Oh, and that's the funny thing. Like I pay for they have Spectrum streaming now.
Really?
Yeah, so I paid for that with the upgrade because it was cheaper.
Nice.
Apparently, that's what they told me. So I do have that, but I'm like, I don't have the smart TV. I just have that little 32-inch. So,
Yeah.
I have to watch it on my laptop, and I was like, I wonder if this is on here. Like, so in my little brief moments here and there, like when I'm just too tired to just do stuff, that's kind of what I do. Like I go to that, but
Yeah.
not in between downtime. Oh, there's something else I was gonna tell you guys too. So the new house where
Yes.
I live across from the lake, and there's like about almost an acre where I live at, and I got like the woods, everything right here. It's really pretty. So there's like little critters. I did see a little bun the other day. So I my cat was being weird they always are, but this was like different. I don't know. He's extra vocal. And so I noticed he will bring his fake mice into my bedroom, and he that day he laid them out. So he had three of the fakes like in a row going leading out of my bedroom. And then I was sitting and I was talking on the phone, and I looked over. I was talking with Brian, and I looked over and I was like, "No, don't touch that. Leave that alone," because I realized he actually killed a real one. Which, good job, buddy. But I was just like, now I have to be careful, because is he going to put the fake one in or the real one in with the fakes? Like, I don't know. So I was like, okay, that's fun. I have not had that issue before, honestly, because everywhere I've lived, they've done, taken care of, and we lived in the city or complex or whatever. So
Right.
it's interesting. I was like, well, at least he's a mouser. That's good. Then he was pissed off at me because I picked it up and I put it, I got rid of it. He was mad. That was so funny.
That is
But yeah,
hilarious.
just another adjustment, but I'll take the piece of like where I live at over worrying
Absolutely.
about a mouse. So yeah. Which you'll get to see. You'll get to come in and hang out. Ooh, we got a weather alert. Fun stuff.
Yep.
Um,
That's
I
been
don't know
going on.
how that goes.
It's been literally thunderstorming pretty violently here since we started the
Yeah.
podcast. Your dad said
Oh.
it's called a pack of hot dogs on the back of your neck.
That's funny. Oh God.
So apparently I
Thank you
have
for
hot dogs on the
clarifying.
back of my neck.
Thanks for clarifying that, Daddy-o.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the adventures, I joke with my people at work, because I obviously I'm super short. So for me to open the doors, I either have to ask somebody to push my buttons for me to manage, or I grab a new thing every night, and I'm like, on this episode of What Can Heather Use to Reach the Knobs?
Tune
It's
in,
just
talk
funny.
y'all.
And they all laugh at me because I am one of the shorter ones at work, so it's funny. But good
That's
stuff, though.
hilarious.
Those are the moments, and those are the things where I have those moments with my new team. They come in to me, we joke, and I do icebreakers every night while we're cleaning, and we get out of there a lot quicker because they're working, but we're talking and we're doing stuff. And
Yep.
they told me the other night, they're like, "You're one of the fastest closers that we have. We love when we close with you." And I was like, well, because that's my thing. Like, I love closing because I can get everybody to do what we need to do to get out on time.
Yeah.
And they know it. It's like there's an urgency there, and it feels like the team back in Caro, like how they worked well with me, and I'm thankful for that kind of stuff. So yeah, so those are the moments I'm taking, the good things I'm taking, and trying to remind myself that I would not quit, because
Right.
these people are coming here to work, and they are telling me that it's a non-toxic environment because of what I bring to the table.
Right.
And they need me then. Like, I feel that's why I'm here to do this. So
Hell yeah.
no quitting. No quitting.
There's no crying in baseball.
Oh, but there is crying in retail behind closed doors. But anyway.
Well, and you're still persevering, and I love to talk about my job, but it's pick heavy stuff up and put heavy stuff down. And you're physically exhausted, so you can't mentally and emotionally process it. So you just come home, take a shower, and crash the fuck out after doing all the crazy shit that you've done all day, host shows and work and do all that.
And try to unpack.
Yes.
And try to get this, because it is hard when you come home and you just have like box after box, and there's no room to move, and you're stubbing your toes on these boxes, and you're just like, oh, I'm tired of looking at it. I look like a hoarder house, blah blah blah. Like, I don't have my curtains on. People probably seen my ass a million times, just because I can't get to them because of all the boxes. Yeah, it's just there's just so many different things, and this is like a just a snippet into here,
Oh yeah.
but I there was another thing though that was quite interesting.
What's
I
that?
ran into Sylvia, Miss Sylvia,
Oh, nice.
and Brandon, and as soon as she seen me, she was like, ah! She gave me a big old hug, and then later on, Brandon messaged and was like, Usha said she doesn't remember your hair being that long. So that was another thing, and I was like, "What does Busha?" I don't know. But so it was interesting to see her and get to see the people that I know from Caro that actually live here. So
Right.
and that was open mic and getting to see them, and that was a good feeling. Like that was a warm feeling. So.
Heck yeah.
Oh, anyway, it is that time.
It
Did you
is
have
that
anything
time.
else? Anything else before we close out tonight?
I honestly don't think so. I mean, we've covered a lot of ground. It's been more of a bit of a serious episode because we've just been involved in so many things and trying to just take 5 seconds to dial it back and to have real conversations with you guys, because that's what we do. And thank all of you for constantly chiming in chat and supporting the stuff and doing all that stuff. I mean, if you made it this far, you might as well hit the like button.
Might as well.
You might as well subscribe, and you might as well share it with someone on your socials, or tell somebody about it. If you're like, hey, if you kind of like this stuff, like these guys are real cool.
You might like these hosts.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out and showing up with us. We're here doing Guitar Fridays tomorrow night with a shiny guitar actually right there in the
Shiny. I have my guitars here.
Yeah, it's that thing. It still just blows me away at how amazing that guitar plays and how it feels. So
I bet.
hopefully I can get this all problem solved and figured out. Cause yeah, still having issues with the camera stuff going through XSplit. So if you guys know anything about that, hit me up. If not, I'll do my best to problem solve it. So anything else you wanted to close with, Heather?
I have one other thing. I'm getting ready to actually download Red Dead Redemption, and I'm going to be jumping on and playing with Atomic Controller, who is also known as my brother,
Nice.
and a couple other friends that he has that I've actually known growing up as well. And it's actually going to be in a voice acting site, page, town, whatever you want to call it on
Nice.
there. So I'm looking forward to getting into that, and I'm developing a character. Not to say that I won't come back to do the retro gaming once I figure all of that out, but there will be some content coming. I'll be hanging out with my brother, and if you got a chance to watch Atomic Controller and just me hanging out and chat with him, we're pretty similar in our comedy styles, so it's a good time for everybody. So I should be streaming that on Dragonfly Heart Gaming, as he will be streaming on Atomic Controller. So looking forward to getting into that as well.
Yeah, go check that out on Twitch. And is he on YouTube or just Twitch?
I think he's just on Twitch currently. He might be on YouTube though. What a bad sister. I don't know for sure. But a huge shout out though to all the other gaming communities, all of the other content creators out there, the ones that join in with us every week that are putting out content and doing their things. If you haven't followed Coach's Magic yet, go ahead and just click. I should be able to click that name over there. If you haven't followed Chaos Gaming yet, please do so. We have so many different ones that we support and we love, but you'll be seeing more little content snippets and things from this channel as we continue to go forward. Some different pictures on our social media pages for Don't Make This Weird, and we just thank you guys for all of your support. But don't forget, and always remember, keep it weird.
See you guys later.
Bye.